All right, game faces. Let's do this.
Game face.
The thing was hopeful.
If I ever get out of this house alive, gonna set the whole goddamn place on fire. Forget about the past, the future won't last. Pretend that these stones were not meant to be thrown. If I ever get wise without putting in time, never have a fear of being alive. Forget about the past, the future won't last. Pretend that these stones were not meant to be thrown. If I ever get out of this house alive, gonna set the whole goddamn place on fire.
You don't talk much, do you, boy? That's exactly the kind of shit that I want to get after tonight as we discuss some of the most hilarious moments in Hollywood history, I guess. Like that, there's, I believe we could definitely do this all day and into the next and have a lot of fun doing it. So, figure, why the hell not? But before we get into the fun, how the hell are you guys doing?
Doing good. It's a fine day here. I got my ball vape plugged in. Haven't used that really too much lately, but I got way too much weed on the shelf, so I got to smoke it.
Yeah, I hear that. How's Fluff?
So fucking getting my shit together. Was out. Totally forgot it was Tuesday, even though I already talked to fucking Colton this morning. Like I normally do on Tuesday morning. So somehow in the afternoon forgot it was a Tuesday. So getting my shit together. Yeah.
Coming back around.
Now the funny thing is though, G-Bay, is I also have a bunch of weed around and need to get rid of some, but I am going the other way and I'm rolling more joints. So yeah, I burn through way more fucking rolling up a fatty and smoking that off than packing up the old vape. So yeah.
I was just staring at me. I was going through my smoking apparati. Yes, sorry. And the dab rig the electric dab rig wasn't hitting hard enough. The torch dab rig I tried. I had fun with that. I was about to pack a bowl, but I couldn't find my bowl for my bong. And then the ball vape was just staring at me going, bro, what's up?
Bruh.
And I was like, hey, I guess so. I'll plug you in, see what's up.
Fucking A.
And then I'd like to play the game with the ball vape because it's so quickly like reloadable and such. It's like, let's smoke more weed than we can handle before it affects us.
Yes.
I like that. That's how you get high school high.
You're just trying to see if you can fucking smoke faster than the ketchup?
Yeah, I'm smoking faster than the buzz, man.
This is the funnest G-Bay we've seen since he used to get drunk on the show and show us just how Canadian he is. This is going to be a fun night, I think. Hey, check this out. Hotel cooking here. Fucking so use the paper bag as a fucking cutting board for my onions.
Yeah, buddy.
Is it a fairly dry onion? Because, if so, that's acceptable.
Have you seen the videos where the wives are cutting the carrots for their husband with their teeth?
She's
fucking the boys are like, what the fuck?
That would scare the shit out of me. If I ever saw a wild lady doing that, I'd be like, I'll just sleep on the couch.
You get them natural terps in that soup, fucking good. Real hawk to a.
Hey, man. That's why they live longer and they're happier than we are, all right? Because they did shit like that. Don't you worry about it, G-Bay. Don't you worry about it.
Are they actually happier, though? They definitely live longer, yes.
No, actually, I don't think they lived longer, and I don't think they were happier. But that's fine.
Like,
We
well, no, the science does show that women do live longer than men, generally speaking. But like with the amount of time my old lady spends giving me fucking just stupefied, possibly angry looks, I'm thinking that's not a happy person at this moment. Whereas I'm happy as shit at that exact same moment, right? And so when I try to balance all that out, where the fucking questionable looks I get and the happiness levels I have, especially oftentimes giving her, so she'll make me look at that way. I don't know, man. I don't know.
true.
Maybe it's like one of those ignorance is bliss kind of things, and we're just so happy that we end up fucking just sort of like how on Roger Rabbit, where the weasels laugh themselves to death. We just have fun to death. Sort of shit, because guys be doing stupid guys be dying doing stupid shit. Let's face it.
Laughing the whole way doing it, right up until the oh fuck, and then well, it was fun until then.
Yeah.
And then hopefully the oh fuck is great enough that the rest of it is just, fucking boop. That's what we all hope. I mean, that's a little morbid and weird, but let's be honest. So.
I think I'm good. Just want everything taken care of over here, and I can come participate in the show. All right, dinner's on and go.
Here we go.
Bro, but now I was just thinking, because right, man, as long as your onion wasn't too runny, man, the paper bag's fine. It doesn't leak through too bad. You just got to catch a little bit of like a super. But yeah, man, if you get like a super juicy onion, fucking paper bag.
Juice on the table in front of me here, for sure.
There's way too juicy of an onion for a paper bag, man.
Well, whatever. I'm kind of I don't like using the cooking utensils in a hotel. I'll bring my own shit. Too many fucking times I'll walk in. I've walked into these things and you'll have like I've seen like spoons that have what appears to be like rancid mayo on it. You know how it like kind of almost like kids condensation bubbles or beads in it and shit like that. And then I'm like, you know what? I cannot rely on someone else to fucking clean their shit. So a lot of the times I don't even open the fucking cupboards. All this, like I got a box behind me right there, that one you can see there, and it'll have
a little bit of home right there. A box of home.
Yeah, exactly. A few dry goods like noodles and rice and shit like that you can pack around. A few spices like garlic powder and whatnot.
Man, when I was traveling all the time, just to touch on that. Like I would do like all the time. I stayed at the same hotel a lot when I would go to this one town, right? So I had about this month layover in between like when I was going to this one job and when I'd be coming back. So totally like left some shit in the fridge because I was like, the fucking maid will get it, shit like that. I'm just really glad, like I'm pretty certain I was the only one who stayed in that fucking hotel because it doesn't look like a whole lot got cleaned. Like my old food was still in the fridge when I got back there a month fucking later. Like, so yeah, obviously they're not exactly running motherfuckers through this hotel, but on the other end, at least it felt like me coming back to it,
Yeah.
But at the same point, I don't like staying there anymore.
Yeah, I've stayed in some grungy ass hotels. Just this last summer, if you guys remember.
I was trying to make money, not spend money.
That's exactly it, right? You can, what would you want your living conditions to be like, and how much money do you want to make? The good thing for me is that I don't actually have to cough up the price of the hotel room myself. That is covered by the company. Downside to that is the company wants to save as much money as possible, typically. So it's, but we're out of Sandman right now, where you got the Denny's downstairs and shit like that. So it's decent. It's not great right now, but it's decent. So I'll take that.
Jesus. Oh, so with you're talking comedy or hilarious movie moments. Some of the best movie moment, like funny, comes from non-comedy based movies. Like,
Yep.
one of my favorite lines, and no one's gonna think this is funny, but it sticks with me from my childhood. Is I think it was Night of the Living Dead, or one of those ones where it's like goofy zombies walking around biting people, and all that crazy shit. And one's got stabbed in the head, and he's like, "Get the goddamn screwdriver out of my head!" And it's just a fucking head sitting there, and a screwdriver stuck in his head. Classic. Oh, good shit.
Yeah,
I'm talking the old like spoofy horror shit though. That's like, it's funny just looking at it.
Okay, well, I think of like go with the spoofy horror show. Think of like Evil Dead, like an Ash in the groovy. Like
This is my boomstick.
yeah, right. Like I love it. A good laugh will come from anywhere. And there, it does.
Hey, Caribou.
What's up?
Shop smart. Shop at smart. All right.
I'm like, what am I talking too loud? What's wrong with my microphone? I fucking love it.
Small poker must have lived the same little goofy childhood I did. It's just so fucking funny. Zombie head. Fuck. What movie is that, man? I want to remember. It's one of those Living Dead or.
Another one part that isn't even necessarily overly funny, but has always made me laugh fucking just because it's kind of like the absurdness of it is at the near the end of Liar Liar, the Jim Carrey movie, where he's on that fucking the motorized staircase and chase the airplane down and get their attention, and they won't look at him, so he takes his fucking shoe off and just throws it out the window of the plane and like stupid shit like that. And that's one of those things where I haven't seen that movie in years, but every single time I see that, I will chuckle to myself because it just has staying power.
You were talking about hilarious moments. That fucking, when he's talking to his boss in that, and I've had better. Fucking, oh, dude. I mean, there's so many great moments in that movie alone. I mean, fucking awesome.
I think one of the things about like Jim Carrey's one of those guys where he's still funny to this day, but at the same time he kind of got old fast, right?
But every time you put a glove on, how do you say it? And do you think of him when you do it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, but I think, but to give him credit, both Ace Ventura, the first one, and Dumb and Dumber. At the time I'd seen each of those movies, they were the funniest movies I'd ever seen at that point in time, which was like, I think like grade 5 and grade 6 or grade 7 or something like that. I remember it was actually for my birthday that we went and saw Dumb and Dumber on opening night, whatever year that opened up. And we were laughing so hard at the movie that we had to go to the bathroom because we're a couple, probably 10, 11, 12-year-olds somewhere in around there. And we're loaded up on candy and pop and stuff like that. So our bladders are full. Me, my buddies Ty and TJ and shit like that. By the time they hit the diarrhea freaking spot in the bathroom there, that we had to run to the bathroom and peeing into that. But that was like, I remember laughing and choking, like getting to the point where I was choking on like M&Ms or Smarties or something like that, where you toss a handful in there and then they said or did something fucking funny and you just kind of and like I thought I was gonna die during that movie.
Oh, that was the best when they show up at the dinner all dressed to the nines and they kill the owl.
Yeah.
With the cork or whatever. They're there for the endangered owl and they end up fucking shooting with fucking bottle of wine.
Hey, Smot, I only have one thing to say to you about that is I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
Leslie Nielsen is a beauty. There's the Naked Gun movies.
Yeah, Naked Gun.
Fucking funny movement. Somebody was mentioning Me, Myself, and Irene, but when I thought about that, for some reason, I always think of instead of Me, Myself, and Irene, which is fucking hilarious. But for some reason, something about Mary always pops up in my mind instead when I think of that. And the hair gel scene, yeah. I mean, fuck, I damn near peed myself laughing when I saw that shit.
Yeah, that was a great movie as well. That's one that'd be worth rewatching. I haven't seen that one in fuck God knows how long. Maybe see that's maybe another good thing that'll come out of all of this is that people be like, oh shit, man, that's right. I fucking haven't seen that movie. Or you'll hear about something that sounds piss funny that you've never heard of before, and you'll go check that one out. Can't go wrong with any Cheech and Chong movies, of course.
Yeah, dude, when that motherfucker started swimming on top of the ladder, on top of the fucking, I mean, even to this day, I still laugh at how absolutely ridiculous that fucking shit is.
Yeah, that was the first cannabis-based Cheech and Chong movie I'd ever seen. Like, so my Cheech and Chong went like this. My brother had the soundtrack to the first one. So I'd heard that a bunch of spots throughout that movie on that. And then by the time I was able to go and rent one and watch it, I was fucking rented Corsican Brothers, which has absolutely nothing to do with fucking cannabis whatsoever. And so I was like all pissed off and bummed out about that one. And then digging through some old VHS tapes, I realized we already had Cheech and Chong's Nice Dreams. But, because it didn't say Cheech and Chong, just said Nice Dreams on it. So we watched that. And yeah, that's fucking the guy turning into a lizard as he's smoking the lizard weed and shit like that. Isn't that the Save the Whales song is in that one? But shoot the seals.
The best one's Up in Smoke. Cheech and Chong, Up in Smoke. There's so many iconic scenes. Like they throw the big roach, it lands in a car full of nuns. Like that's fucking prime time right there. Hey, we're going to my cousin's, but he's got this big red thing on his neck. Don't look at it.
Yeah.
I told you don't look at it.
With my cousin Strawberry, man.
Or when he's like, he hands him the laundry soap. He's like, here, holding this for a second. But he's like, ooh.
It's mostly Maui Wowie, but it's got a little Labrador, man.
What's Labrador?
I wonder what Great Dane tastes like.
Oh, fuck yeah. Or no, the best part, I think, is when he's in the back of the van and that hippie chick goes in there and they're just hanging out talking and laughing. But they're like in there making sexual innuendo and shit, and the van's rocking. And she's like it was sounding like this, like fuck me out. The van's fucking rocking. Everyone's like, go big dog. Fucking they're just in there talking. That movie's just it's a good one for me, man. Like they park outside the venue and all the smoke's going inside and everyone's baked, just getting trays of hamburgers and pizza and shit.
Okay.
You got any lewds? Yeah.
I mean, so
They partied
Right.
different in the fucking 70s and 80s, I tell you.
So I was thinking of another one, and actually it was pretty fucking hilarious. I got to remember the post now because I still can't remember what he was bitching about. But the guy who was the one of the two black guys in Spaceballs, carrying the pick through the desert, the guy who actually said, "Man, we ain't found shit." He actually did an Instagram post talking about how he done, all this awesome shit, but the only thing anybody fucking remembers him for is saying, "Man, we ain't found shit." I mean, there are so many fucking moments in that movie, fucking Spaceballs, that it's another one, man. That is, when it just comes to fucking Mel Brooks, and one of probably my favorite is, whew, we damn near lost a $300 hand cart.
I can hear Tommy Chong's voice saying this line. I wasn't looking at his face, man.
It was
So another good scene is that he's walking out in front of his dad's house and he's looking in the garage and he's got the Rolls Royce grill fucking slapped onto his VW Bug. And he goes into making the smoothie and shit, and his dad's just fucking mad. What are you fucking, start with the strawberries, work your way up to the bananas, man. Get a goddamn
that shit, pickles.
And he just throws a banana in the blender and leans on it. Oh, yeah. Artman knows it. Brian Curtis with the man. Oh, fuck. They have a big Mexico fucking wedding, so they call fucking immigration on themselves. The whole fucking family loads up in the bus with all their luggage and shit.
Imagine trying to do that today in a movie.
No, fuck no.
Like,
Cancel
it's,
culture.
yeah, man. It's
Oh,
Meanwhile, I bet you all the Mexicans are just laughing. Like, they're probably thinking it's hilarious.
think
yeah,
of Blazing Saddles in this day and age. Like,
no fucking way. And as a matter of fact, like that's why it's my favorite line in that movie is when he's like, we damn near lost the $300 hand cart because it was the hand cart and the fucking like two dudes in there, and he was more worried about the hand cart than the two black guys. Slaves was cheap back then, man.
yeah.
Every time the sheriff's
Another one that
Oh,
kind of
fuck.
getting close to the don't look at his neck kind of thing there is on Austin Powers. I can't remember which one it is where they got Fred Savage in there. He's still, yeah, fucking, and he's just like freaking sitting there. He's just kind of looking at it, and then all of a sudden he's like poking at it with a fucking like it's another one of those every time.
Well,
I see it, I can't not.
Austin Powers.
my favorite is because it's so relatable and probably to me is like he's like, when are you done? And he's like, money, money, money. You know, he does all this shit, and then he's like, now I'm done.
I just got to get it out. Yeah. Oh man, it's good times.
There's so many good movie scenes, man.
I hope he really does make a new one. It's the first three were great. Rumor has it that he's interested in making a new one. Here's another one that's interesting to me that it could definitely fall in. They were funny movies. The Young Guns movies definitely had their funny moments to them, although definitely not comedy based. Apparently, a script is already written for a third one, and they're trying to put that or film that and put that out at some point in time. Emilio Estevez apparently has said that he's got, a good enough idea that, they can carry the story of Billy the Kid on, potentially, probably from the Brushy Bill Roberts aspect or angle of it. But I'm like, damn, that's interesting as hell, man, because those movies were great. As long as you don't fucking do something stupid to just ruin a great movie franchise, which seems to be all the rage in Hollywood these days, where they're just like, fucking, oh, fuck yeah. This is like something timeless and awesome and should never be replicated or duplicated. So let's like make spin-off franchises coming out the asshole of this. In completely ruining the
Bro, if you don't beat it like a dead horse, then you ain't working it hard enough, all right?
Yeah, it's apparently like the Fast and the Furious movie franchises. Like, I know there's people that absolutely love those, and they wait for the new ones to come out, but it's like by the time they put the third one out and it didn't have anyone from the original movies, it's like
they embraced so much of the ridiculousness of it that they're just like, all right, let it roll. I don't even care. As long as they put out a movie with the name Fast and the Furious, I'm going to be there to see it.
Yeah, make the car blur when you hit the turbo.
But that first movie, though, when it came out, fuck, that was awesome. That really was a good movie, man. That's you see all of a sudden they got those fucking tuner cars are absolutely fucking everywhere. Like,
my wife did a paper on for a college, it got an A on it too, about how bad the Fast and the Furious movie was.
I disagree. I thought it was fucking great. First one.
Oh shit! I made her sit through at least the fucking first three. Once we got to the third one and they did that Tokyo drift shit, I was like, this isn't even the same fucking movie anymore. I was like, all right, I'm done.
The thing is, though, that actually wasn't a bad movie, but it's just like it's like, couldn't we just have called it like absolutely anything else? But like,
They could have done without that fucking kid that they used as the main actor, though. He was pretty fucking terrible.
he does have a punchable face too. He does have that kind of smug, punchable face too.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, that didn't make it any better.
Yeah, but in my opinion, though, that actually was a pretty decent movie. It's like, come on, name it something different.
Oh shit!
House Party. Oh, the fucking cover, just the cover to House Party, Kid and Play.
Oh my god, dude! Anybody who can rock an eraser fucking haircut is okay in my book. You know what I'm saying? I was just not so long ago telling my wife we needed to fucking look into maybe seeing if we could find the House Party movie.
There's a bunch of them too, isn't there? Like 3 of them, I think.
I think they did at least 3.
Yeah, those would be good. Or similar vein there. Let's get like Animal House. We're getting John Belushi. We're getting not some wicked stuff there. That's another good movie that I need to probably go back and find out. That might even be one that the old lady's never even seen before, potentially. Which would be if you
Animal House. I think not so long ago, my wife had just maybe it was like over COVID. I think we just did Animal House because she had never seen it either. So, yeah, that's a good one. I don't remember if we stayed away. That whole time was such a blur. But I've seen Animal House quite a few times. You gotta love it, man. John or Jim? Which one is he? I always fucking forget. John, right? Yeah. Fucking is just. Dude, it's like Chris Farley, before Chris Farley. Yeah, it's like
I agree. And then it's kind of like you got Jack Black, who's kind of the next closest thing to that, with the kind of, he'll do the weird spasmodic kind of every once in a while, but not as good, I guess,
Maybe I'll climb out on that limb with you, but that might be a stretch. And not quite as close as Farley and Belushi were, but definitely. I could see where you're putting that down.
I feel like Jack Black would be more like almost a manufactured version of that, though, whereas Chris Farley was
right. When AI fucking when you're like, hey man, fucking AI, make something funny like fucking Chris Farley and fucking Belushi, and it'll be like, all right, Jack Black pops out. Like, oh fuck.
Yeah. Fat man in little coat. He was great, man. I used to work with a guy named John O'Connor, and rest his soul, he was one of the best coworkers I ever had. But he reminded me, because just like the way he was a big guy too, and the way he would move just reminded you of Chris Farley. And after working with him for a couple of years, he at one point in time told me that like Chris Farley's like my idol. It's like, okay, because it's the way he spoke wasn't like that, right? He was a pretty loud voice. He's one of those guys you can't not have fun when he's around. He's just a fucking laugh riot, right? And you're just, yeah. But yeah, his man is just the way he would move, and like when you see Chris Farley fucking the way comes out on whatever that guest show was, and he's fucking running down the aisle, high-fiving people and shit like that, just like that crazy energy for a big dude. You're like, fuck yeah.
What was the like the male stripper fucking male dancer movie he did?
No, it was when that was on a Saturday Night Live sketch. Him and Patrick Swayze did the fucking Chippendales. Fucking awesome. Oh yeah.
One of the better ones. And same with Sandler. Sandler fucking he's kind of repetitive. Well, everyone has like their own thing, right? So it's like you listen to them long enough or watch them long enough, they do get a little, you're like, okay, I've seen this before. But there was, Sandler one night on Saturday Night Live, he was a Boy Scout. And fucking tried doing that one today. Yeah, not gonna happen. But it was fucking hilarious.
I don't know.
Or his tape.
It seems to be pretty much all that kind of people anyways, it seems. So
yeah, you never know.
Yeah. Well, the story's coming out this day and age. It's fucking yuck. Well, nothing to do with that. But yeah, I think it was Hooli mentioned Porky's, which is
Fucking love Porky's.
like another one of those. I like this is probably my favorite
Oh,
rewatching moment is when Pee Wee's running naked down the fucking highway and the cops are like driving, they see what the hell, and they turn around and then he's running and he looks behind him and he's like tries running even faster. Like, look at
No.
that.
When he's in the bus with that one chick in the bus and she pops her head out the window, she's like, the little fucker's already got a condom on.
oh man.
Why are
For
they calling
me, I was laughing just as hard as the goddamn principal when they had her in there, and she's like, "You bring him in here for a lineup. I can identify." I had so when they're trying to get her,
Yeah,
I was
more
laughing
on it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, the second you said Porky's, I started laughing because I was just thinking about that fucking scene.
You know,
Or-
they call her Lassie, you know?
You know why? Ow.
Like, is that the funniest movie of all time?
Porky?
What? Oh.
For our generation, it's like a passing. Like, you should have had to watch that in between 13 and 16 years of age, somewhere in there.
Because I feel like there's so I mentioned Dumb and Dumber and Ace Ventura, which at the time those came out, so it was kind of the end of elementary school years for me, like grade 5 to 7-ish. Those were the funniest movies I had ever seen. If I go back and rewatch them, I will laugh and I will chuckle. If I watch Porky's again, I'm gonna bust my fucking guts laughing. Or, like the rewatch value to them is just it's there, even though you know what's coming at you. So I kind of this could be a fun discussion to get into at some point in time.
I can probably say that about most anything that was early to mid 80s, man. Like all of that shit just had for me, a significant amount of humor, rewatch value, even to this day. Like it's just that, and that movie I believe falls maybe just a little before that, or I don't.
It was
Somewhere, but anyway, it's right around the right era, so it fits right in with them. But things like Revenge of the Nerds is right along that line for me, right? Like all of those, they just fucking fit for me. So, that time frame of movies, maybe some of the best. What I find some of the best,
I think so. I like on like standing power, staying power.
Yeah.
With a bull 40 plus years later, and they're still fucking great. Whereas, especially with the newer stuff that comes out, it's like, man, you're not even done watching it the first time, and you're like, I could be doing something.
I could be doing something else. Truth. Oh man, I'll tell. All right, so let me think of another one here. And I got to think of an actor, and it always ends up being a big guy. But fucking pretty much anything John Candy did, I'm fucking down for.
Yeah.
So and one of maybe my favorites is probably The Great Outdoors.
Yes.
So. And it's not even one of them that makes the favorite line for me. It's the goddamn raccoons when they're talking about the fucking hot dogs.
Forgot about that part. That's fucking classic, though.
For me, the moment
Assholes.
was where he shoots the bear in the ass with the shotgun lamp and blows the hair off its ass. And like, that's again, like when we watched that for the first time, my sister Mel and I, like that, we both just fucking died. That's, I think, the only time my parents actually let us stop a movie and rewatch that spot, because the fucking kids were just dying on the ground laughing at it. And of course, it wasn't nearly as funny the second time around, but that's just the effect that one had. Is
I see Hoobie here says it's bobsled time. I don't know if he's referring to the Jamaican bobsled team
yes,
or whatever. Cool Runnings.
Cool Runnings.
Yeah.
That was a one-off classic movie from back in the day.
And it's a John Candy flick, right? He was
And
the
it
coach.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, he was the coach.
Yeah,
Hey,
absolutely.
coach.
Hey, coach.
Puts the helmet on. Fucking,
Fuck, man.
oh,
Oh, yeah.
bringing back
But
memories.
how about I'll bring out one. It might have even been the second American Pie. You know what? It was no. This was in the one when he was getting married. And fucking right when he was like getting ready, he was to do whatever. He was shaving his nuts, and then fucking it went into the fan.
Dude, that moment where it gets in his throat, like every time, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's one of those ones where you like it's like watching someone get kicked in the nuts and you damn near feel it even though you're laughing. And that the whole because I think we've all been there, and I'm not talking about choking on some another man's ass pubes or anything like that, but you know, we've all had hair in the mouth. Yeah.
Do the Jackass ones count?
Oh yeah.
as movies? Well, is it Jackass where Buddy cut his pubes and Buddy was gluing it on as the
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, dressing him up as a terrorist, I believe it was. Like,
shitting in the toilet. He's lucky an old man didn't just fucking all off the bunch.
That was fucking brilliant.
In the hardware store, yeah.
That's one of those ones where I envy the fucking balls on someone to be.
It's not funny to me. It's just outrageous. Like,
no, that's funny. That's funny and it's outrageous.
Funny, but not humorous. It's like it's weird. It's like falls
But,
into
like,
some category.
Well, it's one of those. Well, who fucking even thinks of that, right?
Yeah.
We've all been through toilet stores. I don't know how many of us actually think about taking a dump right there in the moment. So it's because I think that was one of the things about Jackass, and well, with a lot of comedy, really, it's like who the fuck does that? And because these guys are doing stupid shit that like. Where they're friggin' the one where he's in the outhouse, the full shitter, and they took him up to bungees and fucking launch him up into the air, which apparently Britney Spears did that too on set with him, but they didn't end up filming it or they didn't put it in the movie.
She did the bungee fucking thing with him.
Yeah, there was a video that I watched probably within the last 6 months that was apparently her doing that, and it's like it could be. Oh, Sacha Baron Cohen. That's a good call there, Jay. He was a fucking Borat, man. Like, that's another great movie that he has put out other Borats that I don't think I've seen any of them. I was just gonna say, fuck, he needs to do another Borat movie, but he has, and I haven't seen him, so I should probably shut my trap and go watch that stuff.
He reminds me so much of like Mr. Bean that I'll probably just kind of like go back and you know, to me that's a similar like comedy comparison is, you know, what he's trying to do and like what Mr. Bean's doing. Even though it's done in a slightly different way, you know, but
yeah, no, I can see that comparison. It's
a bit of a stretch. I realize that, but you know, besides when Mr. Bean later in his career and his stuff, when he did more talking, is definitely more exactly like that comparison I'm trying to make. You know, like late career Mr. Bean, but. Fuck, you know, it definitely has its potential, but he is one of those I have to be in the mood for, you know, otherwise it's just obnoxious as fuck.
Well, actually after Borat was one of the funniest movies I'd seen at the time when it come out. It was great. And then there was the Bruno movie, which I thought had 2 or 3 fucking absolutely hilarious moments in it, but other than that, it was really not that good of a movie at all. And then was it Dictator? I didn't think that, like, fuck, man, I wanted to love that movie, but it was like it's okay. It's not bad, but it's not as awesome as I want it to be either, because it's like the whole premise of that one is freaking brilliant. What about like fucking Superbad?
That's a good one. McLovin. That character, he creator to he's still out there, you know. Everyone still knows who McLovin is.
Yep. I got
Yeah,
it.
I'm a little meh on that one.
Really?
Yeah, that would never really fucking got it for me. I wanted it. That was one of those, like you said, I wanted to like that one. It just never fucking did it, man.
Huh.
I know. That's. I realize there's probably something broken in my fucking comedy thing here. Oh, that's just a fucking almost anything from the Broken Lizard troupe is gonna be fucking good, and that movie was absolutely exceptional.
Super Troopers classic when Fargo orders his meal and he's like, and it's for a cop. What the fuck does that mean?
Just so they make it special.
My brother-in-law
Motherfucker's gonna
looks
spit in my burger.
just like Farva, and it's kind of a manufactured thing for him. He got the fucking mustache and shit like that. It's fucking, and he's hilarious too, right? He's got
Sincar Ramrod! Sincar Ramrod! Come on, man. I even had it on the paper.
You're right.
Uh,
You're freaking out.
Just snozberries taste like snozberries.
The part where they're doing the fucking high speed chase and like Buddy's got the fucking blow up doll in the driver's seat while he's fishing on fucking down the bank. Like,
Oh yeah, I love when they're like, "Oh no, we decide how we're gonna fuck with him." He just jumps in. You boys want to go to Mexico? I'd be like, "Oh fuck!" Man, I couldn't even imagine if I was tripping that much balls and that shit. Oh fuck, I'd be good. Oh, that shit, man. I had a friend just like fucking the motherfucker in the passenger seat. You know, when he's all like, "Hey, bro, eat this," and he's like, "Bro, you owe me like fucking, I'll take that whenever I can get that." I had a buddy just like that, man. But fucking every time I watch that scene, I want to call him or find him and just punch him right in his fucking mouth.
I've known people like that too, and I've seen that's a pain in the ass. Fucking, it's
Hung out with that dude for fucking years.
no. Yeah, you think he's doing you a fucking solid or whatever like that, and they'll fucking usually wait until you're way fucked up to let you know that you fucking owe money too, and you're just like, oh, fuck, well, that's
Oh no, right? That's the worst thing you could ever do. That was the only motherfucker who had the hookup in town. So you sent him to go get it because that motherfucker, he done smoked up the dealer and then fucking smoked up his convenience tax for fucking going to get you shit, and then sat there and smoked fucking every goddamn that motherfucker. He smoked half that fucking sack by the time that night was over.
yeah.
Didn't put a goddamn thing in on it. Fucking ugh.
Now, what about like not necessarily like hilarious, but like just iconic one-liners, like stuff from movies like
How about not so much a line, but a scene, a fucking thing that. Have you watched? Oh God, what's his name? He was the fucking college freshman. Fucking
Wilder.
Van Wilder. When them motherfuckers deliver the donuts to him and they all start eating them.
Dude.
I mean,
So the first time I saw that movie was the day I got my wisdom teeth pulled out. And I remember we're going back to my parents' place and we rented some movies, and I think I rented 3 of them. There's 2 horror movies and then that one. And I'm trying to like hold my face together and not laugh while watching this absolutely hilarious movie. And I'm like, like, dude, like, please don't move my face. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
dude, Van Wilder was fucking good. That was
We just watched that within the last couple months too, and it was still absolutely amazing. Like, it's another great movie with a lot of staying power.
now another one that he did that was pretty fucking good, at least in my opinion. Did you like Waiting?
Yep.
Another
I
one.
was
I
in
mean,
the restaurant industry at the time, pretty deep. So
How accurate?
Oh, it's on point.
Yeah.
To like till you hit the cinematic part. If you
Yeah.
can divide like the parts they put in there to show you what's up and the cinematic, like yeah, man. There's some shit like you're gonna have stoner kids out by the dumpster all the time. You're gonna catch them every day. They're gonna wash your dishes on time and get everything done though. So just
Yep. Well,
wash your hands. You kind of stink.
Oh my god, it's the fucking game. It's the game that gets me. And in every field, in every place, there's always some weird fucked up game that guys are playing. And that's just what it is. And in that one, in that movie, I'm just like, totally makes fucking sense.
When the fucking crusty older broad, whatever
She
she called it,
nails them.
yeah, and like,
Gets them.
there's crumbs and shit in her mouth. I'm like, oh fucking. Comedy was good back in the day.
Well, it was then. That's a movie that it's been a long time. That I kind of watched it to the point of I can't watch it anymore because probably had it living in an apartment with that and 2 other DVDs or some shit like that. Would definitely be great to get back to that.
Yeah, apparently Waiting was actually a biography of the fucking service industry.
Oh, yeah.
It was a based on true events fucking movie.
That's one of those ones though where I've always I've always thought people that fuck with people that are serving their food, whether it be you got a bad attitude, even if the service was poor or something like that, or you just want to be your Karen or whatever. These people are like serving and cooking your food, and they can fuck with it very easily, and you'll never know it. And that's always been very front and center to me because I can't say that I wouldn't.
You know what? I don't know out of all my years if I ever saw anyone do anything. We all talked about it. Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck that bitch, table 7. Fuck spit her food. Fuck cunt. Never saw it, though. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I bet you there's people that do, though.
I'll absolutely tell you there are people who do.
When,
yeah, I know this for a fact.
When I worked at a freight warehouse, there's this guy named Ross who happens to be one of the worst coworkers I've ever had. When I was speaking to one of the best not too long ago, and we had a barbecue at the warehouse there that you could cook hot dogs, fucking steak, hamburgers, whatever the fuck you wanted on it during lunchtime. And he had relish that he kept there friggin' in the fridge that I put at least 3 different bodily fluids in his jar of relish. And it wasn't Hollywood hilarious moments, but apparently, it's still fucking hilarious watching him eat that every day. And then there's another fucking one time, 2 of my buddies that I worked with, they were freaking doing lunch with him or whatever. And Ross goes and spackles some relish onto their buns for them. And they knew what was up, right? Because that was kind of the thing. Like, Ross is a piece of shit, so I'm gonna fuck with him as much as possible because I fucking despise him. So don't touch his relish. They were lucky though; they didn't get they got the relish that I hadn't gotten to yet, kind of thing. So, but they ate the fucking hot dogs, thinking that I'd fucked with that relish, and I'm like, dude, that's fucking nasty. Like, they're like, we didn't want him to think something was up. I'm like, dude, you were watching me blow snot rockets into that 2 days ago. Like, and you fucking, like, but it was a different one.
Oh,
Nasty.
Or the pubes and the spits. That was another one. Same warehouse, different coworker, like spits. So sunflower seeds, right? It's been a constant in my life, my entire working career. I have a bag of them in my lunch kit right now. And even at the freight warehouse, always had a bag on my forklift. And there's a couple other people there, the same thing. It caught on. And so each forklift kind of was this guy, Tommy, always raiding other people's spits and would never buy a bag, right? There's a vending machine that has bags of spits and it right fucking there. Like, we'll buy one, throw it on the forklift when you empty it out, right? It's the decent thing to do. And one day I got sick and tired of him fucking just because I didn't like him for other purposes too. So I bought a bag of spits that they kind of was a gross flavor. I didn't really like it. It was dill pickle or something like that. And I was like, you know what? I went into the bathroom. I emptied about half the bag of spits, started reaching into my crotch, and just started ripping hair as much as I could out of my crotch, and just put that into the bag, put the top half of this bag of spits back in there, put it on my forklift, said, boys, don't touch this one over here. It's been fucking touched, and let them know what's up, because you don't want your friends fucking eating that shit. And later that night, sure enough, fucking Tommy had gone through. I was friends with Dag, the dispatch worker, and I called him at one point, like, dude, don't touch the spits on my forklift, or, you know, here's what's up. He didn't believe me. He goes to check the bag of spits, and as he grabs for him, Tommy's like, dude, fucking don't touch those. There's pubic hair in there. When you eat a handful of spits, especially if you're on a forklift, you're not looking at that, man. You're fucking grab a handful in the mouth, fucking let's go. Again, he was choking on my cock hairs. Yes. I will fuck asshole co-workers. I'd also like to point that I've never done anything like that to anybody with the company I am with now, because we've got
just in case they're watching.
Yeah, honestly though, I work with a good set of people. You know, nobody's perfect. We all have issues and shit like that, and sometimes you piss each other off. But for the most part, it is all a pretty solid bunch of dudes. We all get along pretty well.
Yeah, I'd say that the closest we ever came to something like that is we stuffed a fucking live pigeon in a guy's fucking lunchbox once.
That's a good one.
Because he was an asshole and he annoyed the fuck out of all of us. So right after lunch, we just stuffed a really like fucked up, like we found this one right off the side of
you were able to catch it. That says it all.
Wait, dude, like we didn't even have to try to catch this thing. Like we didn't even know if we wanted to touch it. It was like, it looked like whatever was coming off the cooling tower was decaying it. Like I was like, oh, but it had enough to flop and be a little pissy for like 30 seconds when you would move it. So the dude was in for a fucking wild 30 seconds when he opened that shit up. It was fucking awesome.
We snake in my buddy's cooler one day up the lakes. That pissed him off pretty bad because he actually had a real bad phobia of snakes. The fucker was like 4 feet long, dude.
When I was working at this was at a sawmill, sorry. I got a tampon at some point in time, just came across it. Probably I was living with a girlfriend at the time, so it was probably hers, I would imagine. And we had fake blood from Halloween. So I filled a shot glass with fake blood and dropped a tampon in there and let it soak up. Just like, well. So I throw the tampon with the fake blood in a Ziploc baggie, like a sandwich bag, bring it to work. And I was like, I was going to put it in my buddy Tomlin's lunch kit, but I was like, freaking, nah, he's a spaz. He'll fucking freak out. That's just probably I should do that. I'll do it to my buddy Murray because Murray's wicked. One of the best coworkers I've ever had once again. And so I put it in his lunch kit underneath his sandwich. So as soon as he goes for a sandwich, there's a bloody tampon in there, right? And I'm at my machine and I can see the fucking lunchroom door. And I'm waiting all day long because this is going to be fucking epic. And even as soon as he opened the door from 200 feet away, I could see his face was fucking green. And he was just absolutely steamed. This is like, I've only seen him mad twice in 6 years of working with him. And this was one of those 2 times. And he comes up and he's like shaking. And he's like, dude, if it was anybody else, I'd be swinging on you right now. I didn't really believe that part, but I was just shocked by the fact that like he was actually thought it was real. Like, do you honestly think I'm going to touch a bloody tampon and touch it and do anything? Like, if I see it in the fucking toilet, I'm probably going to slam that lid shut and run out of there screaming. Like, you know, like, and my buddy Tomlin, who I thought would lose his shit if he saw it, he was in there when Murray found it, and he started dying laughing right away because he knew damn well I would never touch. But the point is, they all knew exactly who the fuck done it. Like, it was immediate. Yeah, awesome.
Now, wheeling back around towards the movie thing, what's a movie or what's a line in a movie or something that wasn't supposed to be funny?
Ain't got no gas in it.
As a motorhead, I've heard that one fucking too many times. I don't know, man. It just stopped running. Someone in the background. Ain't got no gas in it. I'm like, no, dude, my fucking clutch exploded. Like, it's not fucking gas related. Fuck off. That is a good one.
Right? And
Like,
that's it's
Forrest
one of
Gump, I
the
think, too, is kind of one of those. Like, it was, it's got parts in it where we kind of have made jokes out of it and shit, but it wasn't meant to be comedy at all, right? Still, well, it really isn't. Dark humor more than that, but
I'm like, this is one that where I need to watch more movies because like it's watch as soon as we hit end on this podcast, I'll think of like 8 or 9 and where it's just like I said, it's just not an intentionally funny spot, but it's just was.
right. Yeah, sure. Very, very right. Like you could pick out so many ones out of like Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th movies where you'll find a kitschy, funny. Robert Englund's always trying to make something fucking obnoxiously funny. So there's always something there. Or the fact of fucking some of the Friday the 13th movies, and they made a joke of it. I think specifically in Jason X about how all you got to do is fucking tempt him with a cute girl in a sleeping bag. And he couldn't, and so they play the hologram thing, and he goes over there, grabs her, beats her against a tree till she's dead, and then moves on. I was like, right, this shit's fucking hilarious. It's even making fun of themselves in a horror movie, in a part that really isn't kind of funny, but not funny, type thing. So, but fuck shit like that. Or the fucking, shit, my favorite movie. I mean, you just talk about like Killer Clowns from Outer Space when the fucking smallest of clowns fucking smacks that dude's head. What are you gonna do? Knock my block off? Little fucking clown goes, just bam, fucking beheads that motherfucker. All right, hilarious.
Like fucking lost. And Jason fucking not punches that guy's head off, and Jason takes Manhattan.
Yeah.
Finds his head in the fridge, like.
Right?
I don't know why I'm thinking of this, but I think it was Ernest Goes to Camp when he's parachuting turtles in.
Yeah. Yeah. He had the one pet turtle, right? What didn't he?
No, he was doing something. I think it was Ernest Goes to Camp. They were having a war.
Yeah, but he had the one pet turtle that he launched at like finally, or was like last or something like that, didn't he?
Maybe I don't
Throughout
know.
the movie.
He's just fucking hilarious. He was like the original Jim Carrey almost, like the facial expressions and all that.
Yeah.
Like, he was good with that stuff. Ernest Goes to Camp, man. That's my introduction to him.
I've seen quite a few memes by now, like comparing the facial expressions to John Cena, the wrestler, and like, yeah, like I could see the resemblance there. For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, you can fucking Photoshop Ernest's face right over John Cena's and not fucking make a dead match, man.
Good. Now, here's a question. Could they remake an Ernest movie casting John Cena as Ernest? Now, like as I'm not a John Cena fan.
I think he'd do Ernest proud.
I think the guy does seem to have a wicked sense of humor. His whole mannerisms and the gimmick in the WWE, while as a wrestling thing, that's actually kind of what put me away from wrestling. But you're not going to do that shit if you take yourself dead ass fucking serious, right? And like.
You know what? Honestly, fucking, we've watched. Man, what was it? They're like the Vacation Couple or something like that. It's a movie that John Cena was in. They're like him and his old lady, and then I think was it with Kevin Hart? It might have been with Kevin Hart, and they're just like this obnoxious, like drug fueled, fucked up fucking couple that just and. Right. I think he's actually I think he can be pretty funny in some of his movies. But as a wrestler, right, he absolutely I shut that shit off. Like, he's what fucking probably put the final nail in the coffin for me in wrestling.
Yeah, that's how I look at him. But I would actually.
But his movies, I don't mind.
I don't know if I should say I'd like to see it. But I would watch an Ernest movie if John Cena was the one.
Perfect. That's it right there. That'd be fucking perfect, man.
wouldn't mind seeing that one. Okay, so this is to go back to the horror movies and Robert Englund as Freddy. It's pretty much like he's the only one that can play that role, it seems, right? They did that remake of it about 15 years ago, which wasn't a bad movie in itself, but that guy is a good actor. You can't play Freddy because you're not Robert Englund. Apparently, Rob Zombie is doing, I think it's like a Freddy series, is my understanding. And I do know the name that's playing it, although it escapes me at the moment. What's your thoughts on something like that? Before we get back to the hilarity of it.
Oh, I've got thoughts. Does G-Bay got any thoughts on this? Because I could probably fucking hit this for a minute.
Yeah, you take it. I'm not, I'm such a movie buff, right? So,
Bro, okay. So, fucking one, I think you got to get out of your own ass when it comes to the Friday the 13th for Robert Englund wise. Like, I get it. Like, that man is. He did such an iconic role. It's even the small mannerisms, because it's really the same thing with like Kane Hodder and Jason. When you see somebody else playing Jason, that movie is awkward. It's not right. Everything about it is fucking weird. When they put the actor Kane Hodder back behind Jason, it's the movements. It's everything about it, right? So there's that. Now Rob Zombie did a lot of good. I loved. What is it? The House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yep.
And the Devil's Rejects, I believe, were the. I love those, man. Those were the movies that I thought seemed entirely too realistic, like for my own liking, that those people fucking very could possibly have been my neighbors. You know what I mean? Like, so that hit some notes. I love his cinematography and shit. I think he can do justice to a series like Nightmare on Elm Street. I just don't know if anyone can get fucking Robert Englund out of their head when it comes to being Freddy. Because even when I think of him unburnt up and everything, I think he looks just like Robert Englund. There's nobody else that can possibly fill that fucking role. And it's his mannerisms. It's the way he talks. Like, you can try to replicate it, but you're just a sad replication. Like, people have done original characters better. I've heard people say that I have actually heard people say that the Halloween that Rob Zombie did was actually better than the originals. Like, just the way it was filmed, like this, the actual like movie was a better movie.
I'm kind of in that camp. I like.
And
because they were just when Rob Zombie, there's feeling and emotion to the characters, kind of, like you get to see him a bit more in depth behind it. And I thought his Halloween movies were freaking amazing. Two more movies that I've watched to the point where I could probably watch them now. It's been long enough. Funny thing about those is I remember not long ago, a couple months ago, my daughter had a sleepover. And they were going to try, it would have been right before Halloween, now I think about it. They were going to try and watch a Halloween movie, and they decided the first Rob Zombie movie instead of, like, say, the original Halloween. And they made it not far past where he kills that bully, beats him to death in the woods, right? It was, like, not long after that I think they stopped for dinner or something like that, come downstairs. But when they went back upstairs, it was too much. They weren't going back to that.
Shit. But man,
I'm gonna hit Dab Frog since for thick. Everyone needs a dab. Everyone needs a dab. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah, some of the horror ones back in the day, they weren't like there's like I don't know. There was good comedy in the old ones, man. Like there's just stupid shit.
Oh, bro, yeah, like so specifically staying in like the Nightmare on Elm Street was it the fourth one, Dream Warriors? Fucking hilarious. So many fucking ridiculous things that happened in that one. Especially like the fucking the one-liners, and that's the other thing, man. The fucking way Robert England delivers those just really ridiculous one-liners in those movies, and it's just like.
So that's why I'm interested to see it. Like I said, that remake, the first remake of Nightmare on Elm Street, like I said, it was a good movie, but it was just the wrong guy playing the character. So I with Rob Zombie, a lot of respect for his cinematography and all that, but to be honest, his last few movies, in my opinion, have been pretty well fucking terrible. That was it Lords of Salem or whatever, that was one of the dumbest movies I've ever fucking seen. Like,
Yeah, that was a bad one.
Like you're just like, holy fuck, somebody actually made this, huh? Oh wow. That 31 was okay, not great. The third movie in the Devil's Reject series was not that great either. It was decent, but it's like so.
Yeah.
I would like to, and I've been saying for about as long ever since he put out his first movie, House of Thousand Corpses, that he should probably just quit making music because his solo shit fucking sucks. But his movies are fucking amazing. Except for the last few, because they seem to be kind of like almost trending downwards. So it'd be nice to see him come back with something awesome.
Yeah.
What about like Knocked Up?
Knocked Up.
Movie.
Fuck, I don't even know if I remember Knocked Up. Honestly.
I'm trying to think. What? Give me a quick reminder. What?
Where fucking Seth Rogen and his stoner buddies go drinking at a bar, and he actually hooks up with the hot chick and fucking knocks her up. And
oh yeah, they got to go together. Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh man,
I can't think of a single fucking actual moment from it. Like I've seen a movie a lot of times. I'm pretty sure I own it.
What was Jay and Silent Bob?
But oh dude, fucking
when he's so funny, he's dancing, he's rubbing his nipples and shit. Oh yeah.
We smoke
blunts. We smoke the blunts.
We just watched Clerks 3 within the last couple months. To be honest, I don't even think I made it the whole way through. Like that's another guy that all his stuff was absolutely hilarious. Like, not for everyone, and I get that. But like ever since he fucking had the heart attack, which hey man, that'll change your fucking outlook on life. I do not doubt that. But all his movies since then are like feel good ending type stories and shit like that. And I'm just like kind of just wish he would quit making movies, because I seem to remember there's another Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Wasn't that one kind of terrible too? But the first Jay and Silent Bob, fuck me, man. Like just like Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, man. I always thought fucking him, much like fucking Seth Rogen. Honestly, they're both kind of in that I can only take so much of either of those two. Like, the Jay and Silent Bob and the that whole stick just it gets old to me quick. It's funny when I see it, right? Like there's still those parts. Them fucking hanging out outside in front of the fucking liquor store is still always fucking funny to me. You know what I mean? All of that. But it only has so much of that. And Seth Rogen's the same way, man. Like I just not really that fucking funny to me. Like, and fuck, listening to that motherfucker just constantly screaming throughout a fucking movie makes me want to just fucking punch him in his fucking voice.
That's fair.
Right? But
I feel like he's another one of those guys that was funny when he first came out, and then it didn't take more than a few movies before it was just the same thing in every movie. And
Yeah.
right? Like he's such a like icon. Like he seems to be such an icon, and he stands up well for people like especially in our space here, right? But fuck, he's just so annoying. I don't want to fucking fucking watch it. I want to support him, but at the same time, do better. You got more than one trick. Let me fucking let's do it.
Yeah, or you better have more than one trick. Otherwise, see you later. Else.
I love
Well,
how like the old 80s and 90s action movies are now comedies. Like they've almost converted because like back the day that was the technology of the day, so it was like leading edge shit. But now you look back and it's like it takes on a little bit of a different approach because you're like, oh god, that's kind of bad. That's funny.
Yeah.
Like Waterworld. Classic movie, not necessarily comedy, but it's like you just look at the concept, like what the fuck. Good stuff.
definitely not comedy.
No, but like it's funny in a sense, just the story behind it, like or RoboCops, like those series, like that's
Bro, we're like 4 seconds from RoboCop. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like fucking that motherfucker is about to be rolling down your street, so you just better hush your mouth. You better hope they got a fucking half dead cop in that motherfucker who can think of something, because you saw what they did when they just had just a robot. That motherfucker killed everything. All right, they had to get the hat.
Wasn't it in San Francisco in the last couple of years? I heard something about robots that can shoot.
I don't know. I'm staying blissfully ignorant of all of that.
Saying I don't want to be the like how much have you smoked tonight, Caribou, but I actually feel like I did actually hear that at some point in time.
I mean,
because if that's the case, then we're already there.
We're already there, man. You know what? There's a fucking line. If you've watched RoboCop, that fucking I'll buy that for $1. You watch that motherfucker, if that's stuck. That shit lives rent free in my head since like fucking 80, whenever the fuck that movie came out. Fuck.
Total Recall.
Here's actually one. I'm with you, Big Word. I don't find Ben Stiller funny. He is in some absolutely hilarious movies. Dodgeball, Meet the Fockers, Tropical Thunder, but he himself to me is very, very cringe.
Yep.
Zoolander, never had any interest in seeing that. I've heard it's actually a pretty good movie. I'll take your word for it, kind of thing. But he is in some really good freaking movies.
Yeah, Dazed Confused. That's a good one, boys. That's got some good one-liners and funny spots in there. I like when the grade 8 kids are going and they go to the dance and they're in the back room doing their thing and they're leaving. Buddy's talking about making out with the girl, and Buddy's like, "You don't even know what fucking second base is, Buddy." Whatever. And then he throws the beer break. Damn you, Carl. We were all fucking around learning all about life and shit. And it's just like, oh yeah, you boys are so fucking not ready for this.
I was just listening to Theo Vaughn and who was it, Nikki Glazer, talking on their podcast episode, talking about when they were young and friggin' I was the first chick that blowjobbed and all that stuff and their experiences, right? You're just like, you're remembering your own personal experiences from those days, right? And you're like, oh yeah.
Oh, bring her back.
I saw it's not Hollywood, but it absolutely counts because we've seen it on DVDs and on the big screens and shit like that. Trailer Park Boys. That's another one where it absolutely, I find, has absolute staying power. I don't know if there's a bad episode ever been released from them. And then I remember when I heard about the idea for the Trailer Park Boys cartoon, I was like, that's stupid. Don't fucking do that. Like, don't do that. And I actually watched it, and it was possibly even better than the cartoon or than the show, actually, because it's like, they can just go so much further and do things that they can't do in real life. And I'm just like, you need to get like on acid or mushrooms or something and watch the Trailer Park Boys cartoon.
I won't lie, I'm a little bit of a fan. And
No.
yeah, I got like
Never would have guessed.
memorabilia and shit. Pretty Well Nightly, I put their podcast on, and it is fucking hilarious because this is what I love about the. It's called Park After Dark, so it's not really a podcast. It's the three of them sitting around in Ricky's kitchen, in character, but dealing with real life situations. But so it's like it's made up, but it's got fucking shit you can relate to in it, right? So it's not like a complete script. It's unscripted, but they're in character. It's fucking hilarious. It's I can't even describe it. If you guys want to check it, swearnet.com is the website it's based off of. You can't.
Yeah, the fucking Trailer Park Boys is definitely one that I think I agree, but it's like I have to definitely be in the mood for them. Otherwise, it just kind of falls flat, you know? Like when I'm in the mood to fucking be like to laugh, that shit is fucking hilarious. But
Yeah.
you know, if I'm not like really fucking feeling, man, you know, it's just like, and I'm just like, I know it's funnier than that, you know, but man, whatever. I guess I just turn it off and I go about my day.
The
But
Cheeseburger Locker. That's before they expanded when they were just on Showcase. So the first 7 seasons and a couple movies. One of my little things I see. But if you follow the show, you'll know Showcase was a Canadian, like a fucking, I don't even know what you'd call it, but a kind of not a shitty TV channel.
Yeah, it was.
Just
No,
put it-
it was. But
Okay.
they would put out the occasional good thing, like the Trailer Park Boys, and like movies that had boobies in them.
It was like an
Yeah,
indie channel almost.
Yeah, I'd say that's.
And
Wasn't that like where the Red Shoe Diaries and shit would come on at like 2 a.m. and stuff? Was that on?
yeah,
that
it was Showcase was the risque channel.
Yeah.
You catch a titty or two late at night. But yeah, I remember my dad watching it when I was younger. I was like, what the? So I was kind of like Fluff's take on. I'm like, man, give me another toke of that hash. It might get funnier. And then all of a sudden I got hooked. And now, like, once you know the character and the storylines and everything that's intertwining and everything, it's like it's over. And then it being Canadian, that was another thing. And then I interacted with a couple of them for some comedy, hired them for some comedy, and you know, it all goes from there. And I've seen a couple of them at a couple of weed shows this year. Fucking hilarious. Some of them are just as funny in person too, though.
yeah, I just wanted to let Hillbilly know, and that's what we appreciate about him too. Right? So, you guys like the Letter Kenny? Have you seen any of that shit?
A bit. Yeah, I just go hang out with my buddies on their farms and
Yeah, you
I'm in between
just
them.
get it, huh?
just listen. Just fucking go to the hockey rink in Elmville and just fucking listen.
You just get it all the fucking time. So maybe that's just way fucking funnier to somebody like this. So I will definitely tell you, I think I found that shit when about the same time I found you guys, right around, you know, that time. And fuck it, I watched every episode of that shit until like they were until there wasn't anymore. Like I was hooked. That absolutely had me. Again, I still, anytime it is on, I can't turn it off. That shit is fucking hilarious.
It's one where it's not my thing, not really for me. I'll never search it out or put it on. Every time somebody else has it on and I walk into the room, no, I can't stop watching it. It's like, you know, just the way they roll with the speech and shit like that. It's just like, oh, like it's funny. Like there's nothing about it that is something I would typically watch. Like, but I will just stop.
It gets you every time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Early Dan.
And the people that
Squirrely
love it
Dan.
are typically like fanatical about it. Like I know people that are just diehards. Isn't there like a spin-off of that show now too?
Oh, I think much like the Trailer Park Boy, I think they did a cartoon. I think they did a Shorzy spin-off.
Shorzy,
yeah.
I can get behind that a little more than just the Letterkenny.
Oh yeah, because Shorzy's fucking mouthy little
Hockey
bastard.
ref for the junior league or whatever.
Fucking Shorzy's funny, man.
That's one-liners. That's all that show is.
Yeah, it's just fucking straight chirping the whole fucking time.
I think it was on Letterkenny where they're chirping the two young hockey players. They pull up in the Jeep to pick up the younger daughter, sister, or whatever. And they get into a little chirping match. He's like, I don't know what you're fucking trying to tell me anything, looking like a 12-year-old Dutch girl. Fucking. Oh, shit. Gonna fight with your sunglasses on?
Now, I am just hoping that Jeffro is talking about Archer as in the absolute best fucking spy in the world, Archer. I'm hoping that's what he's talking about because I fucking love that show. You guys know that one?
Heard of it. I haven't watched it, but I remember seeing it.
I even bought the book How to Archer because that shit is hilarious. A little short book, a little quick read. If you want a fucking little beautiful, sarcastic, fucking smart ass read, How to Archer is amazing. Fucking, you know what? Do you want ants? All right, because that's how you get ants.
Love it.
Yeah, he's got some of my favorite too. If I didn't want to be more obnoxious in public, I'd fucking my poor wife would really get it because I would absolutely do the Lana thing to her, fucking, and she would murder me. It wouldn't take long. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know I'm not gonna do it. Oh. Ah.
Oops. Hit it early.
Work your
Frog off. Cheers, Bud Squisher.
Got that mute on time. Barely.
So when it came down time to those, like fucking can't like Chevy Chase. When it comes to fucking comedy, man, like as much. And I have heard when if you were on the end of working with that motherfucker, not so funny, but the end result, absolute gold. I mean, I think I enjoy everything he's ever fucking done. I mean, just to throw that out there. And like when the first Vacation was just so that shit hit home, and I was probably about as old as fucking Rusty when that shit was happening. All right, so like it was just everything about it is so fucking, even to this day, man, it's just great.
Yeah, he's another classic for sure. I can't think of anything he's done that I dislike at all. I see the Jeffro is throwing out the movie Goon out there, the hockey movie with dude that played Stifler. That was a good
I
one.
thought it was actually pretty fucking good, man.
Yeah, it wasn't even just a funny movie. It was actually pretty decent.
It was actually a decent fucking movie.
Am I thinking of the same movie, or is there another one called The Rookie, where there was a rookie hockey player that was like kind of bad, and they had to fucking try to tame him down?
Not sure.
Sure.
Okay, I thought I thought it was a hockey movie with Stifler.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
the Goon.
not.
That'd be the Goon. I can't see him being in more than one hockey movie.
Oh, so I'm trying to think. There's a movie that maybe there's only a few people here in fucking chat will have ever fucking seen. And I mean,
Is it Orgasmo?
No, but that shit is fucking hilarious. No, this one might even be a little more out the left field than that one. I believe it was called like Leonard 8 or Leonard 6, maybe. It was Bill Cosby, and he did almost a superhero fucking kind of James Bond movie thing. Oh, fuck, let me double check the name on it and see. God damn, I'm pretty sure it was called Leonard fucking 6. Let me see.
This is
But
interesting. I can't believe I've not heard of this at some point in time. There's a point where I used to be a
Fucking
huge Bill
slap
Cosby
shot.
fan. his like Bill Cosby's stand-up comedy used to be absolutely fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah, there's some stand-up. I used to love the BET channel. Their fucking comedy hour, man. Fuck, that was good, man. What was that? Big Brucey Bruce, the host. Fuck, that was good shit.
Y'all remember In Living Color?
Yeah, that's a good one. Hell yeah.
Motherfucking Leonard Part 6, the movie. Absolutely fucking hilarious. Dude, I mean, it is definitely one you just got to kind of fucking see it, man. It's like that fucking happened. Man, nice. I always like to pull that one out. It's just fucking one I remember. It was from like 1987, I think it said.
About The Ladies Man with, I think his name is Tim Meadows, another one of those Saturday Night Live guys, where he plays a black dude with a big afro, radio host, runs around basically screwing everybody's wives, and they get
Dude, that's just hilarious.
It's like that used to be. That was like what I used to call a hangover movie, where if you're spending Sunday, fucking, you ain't leaving the couch that day because you're hungover. That was one of the movies I would almost always get thrown on because you can watch it, doze in and out of consciousness, and just
So glad I don't get it. Just thinking of no hangovers ever again in my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Feeling around just thinking of having one right now. I'm like, nope.
Dude, when you haven't been sick in a long time, it's I'm with you.
Oh. Old sober Mark. Fuck.
Bob and Doug McKenzie, period, big word. But with Geddy Lee was great. But that's some classic stuff. The for their movie Strange Brew, all the brewery scenes were filmed in my hometown, Prince George Brewery. And there's a couple summers ago where we were going to a music festival there with a bunch of kind of legacy era bands from the 70s and 80s and shit. And it was actually that brewery that put on that.
Was it Elsinore beer or Elsinore?
Elsinore, yeah.
Yeah. That's some good shit.
Yeah, no, they were great.
Strange Brew.
A big word, take off, eh?
It's like when I first watched it, I was like, what the fuck is happening? They got this weird like hockey team thing going on in the basement, like this weird plot. I don't know about this.
It's a mind fuck. It's almost kind of like Cheech and Chong's
Awesome.
movies always take a weird dark turn at some point and then come back.
Yeah. It's like I thought it was just like generic Canadian comedy shit. And then this weird sci-fi twist. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh. Yeah, we'll save that one for a different time. Fucking one. Just goofy fucking movies. Really interesting, weird movies, that have really out there parts in them. But
one that I want to do at some point in time like this, where we'll break out the whiteboard again or something like that, is like different kill scenes from movies that are just like totally epic. That would be have a fun one. That's like one where we'll give like a week's notice ahead of time so that people have a chance to watch movies and just like everybody go watch horror movies and stuff. Really good action movies.
Going Berserk, I don't know if I know that one.
Which one? Sorry?
But Going Berserk by John Candy?
I don't think I've heard of that either.
Yeah, I don't think I know that one. I'm going to have to look that one up.
Yeah. Scarface Baptist with the chainsaw. Ooh. Dark.
Yes, fucking 2 Cent. I am down for Spaceballs pretty much anytime. Like, I don't know if I have.
So an hour ago, pay attention.
It was, but you know what? I would never, ever. I don't think I have ever turned that movie off. That is a cinematic masterpiece. I mean, when it comes to the king of comedy, I mean, I think Mel Brooks should just fucking get it regardless. But that's just me.
Fluff, you're not supposed to say nice things to 2 Cents.
Well, I know. I'm sorry. Fuck you, 2 Cent.
That's
Sorry, I was trying for a minute.
See, there you go, fucking Hoobie. Thank you.
okay. Come in as a group now.
Everybody get on the bandwagon. Fucking shoot a shot at 2 Cent real quick, and we can get this back to normal.
To go
There was a
back
quick
to-
glitch in the Matrix, man. It's fine. I'm sorry.
hey, nobody's perfect. We all fuck up once in a while, I guess. But honestly, to go back to the Young Guns movies again, there's a line in there that is always absolutely wrong true to me though, where he's talking about in the second one where he's talking about stealing horses from I think the Chisholm guy, the rich guy, and he says, like if I didn't like you, I just wouldn't even talk to you. I'd just keep going, and that is 100% true. If I didn't actually like the guy, I wouldn't even acknowledge him in chat. So.
Oh. Just thinking back to all the shit, like kids nowadays won't know. Like, and I see the meme all the time. The kids won't know the feeling on a Friday night going out and fucking blah blah. But you won't, man. You get the movie's cover was part of the deal, man. Like walking down the aisle. First off, seeing if there was a chip hanging in front of the movie, if it was even rentable.
oh shit!
Yeah, right.
We're going to the movie store. That's what we're
going to
talking
the
about.
movie store.
Shit,
We had Dial the Movie, the Roxy, a couple other ones around. But yeah, they'd have like a little bingo chip or a little poker chip with a hole in it or a number on it, and it would be hanging on a little tag in front of the
and if somebody gave out that movie and that chip was still fucking hanging there, to ruin your whole fucking Saturday night, man.
That was a tough one to take, man.
Oh, that was rough.
Yeah, that's like stubbing your toe. But yeah, you go to check out the box, read the back, you look at the 2 or 3 pictures. It's there. Like you still get it on digital form now, but you don't go through the fucking thing. You just see the title and do your thing.
Bro, I mean, to take it even a step further, back when you went to the fucking movies, and in order to find out what was at the movies, you fucking drove by to see what the posters were, what was on the goddamn marquee, or you called the super cool fucking number that just told you what was fucking playing at what time. And if your fucking sister came in and annoyed you, you had to listen to that motherfucker again. Fuck.
Yeah. The funny thing is, so like that's still how I find out what's playing in my hometown is I drive by the theater and it'll tell you what's up there. But we went and watched, was it the third Deadpool movie, I believe, in my hometown of Prince George, and they don't even tell you what's playing outside the movie theater anymore. You got to go online to find out what the fuck's playing. And I'm like, that's fucking stupid. Like you got spots for signs. You've got like the posters on the wall outside the theater telling you what's coming soon. Why the fuck can't you tell us what's actually playing in your theater friggin' week to week? Like that's just, you don't like my business, I guess, maybe.
Doc's giving out free coffee on the train again today.
Yeah, big word. That right there is another one, man. It's like we said, when there is like the ultimate movie of what just could never be played in this day and age, that is the one that fucking tops the list. Because
What about MXC?
That's good.
oh my god, the most extreme challenge! I fucking love those.
When they're looking up and they take the fucking volleyball or soccer ball right off.
And not even that, dude. You go all the way back to those originals when it's all about like it's the worst competition of a bunch of idiots doing like dumb shit, right? But the fucking commentators who were actually like lip syncing that stuff were the best in the world, man.
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Fuck. I remember when I had yeah, let's age a little bit here. I remember when I actually had to wait every week to watch one fucking 30-minute episode of that. And that was like the fucking highlight of the fucking night, man, was fucking waiting for MXC to come on.
The TV
Fuck.
I watched all my TV on as a child was a Zenith floor model, fake wood grain with like fake handles on it, make it look like it had.
Yes. Did it have the record player in it?
No, but right next to that was another big, large wooden cabinet, and you'd flip the lid on that sucker, and there was everything you ever needed in there, man. 8 tracks and record players and fucking.
Yes, that was the fucking all-in-one, the record 8-track fucking tape player.
Yeah, the bad boy.
What one big fucking wonky speaker in there that hummed when you turned it on? Fucking.
There's power in there somewhere.
Fuck yeah, there was power in there.
Rocky Horror Picture Show. That's another good to see, Archie. Jason, that's funny. If you guys could only see right above this white trim here. I tried to take the tile ceiling down because it was sagging and whatever. We're gonna redo it. But these walls, someone just painted over that fake wood paneling. The people that own the house before me. So this wall here, like if you look above that white trim where there's like an inch left, you can see the wood grain paneling. You can't really see it from there, but I can see it around the room.
You should bring it back. I hear that stuff's coming back.
I would. I've always wanted like a dark. This is like where the Scottish and shit in me comes out. I want like a dark basement with like wainscoting, like a shelf halfway up with like candles and lanterns and shit.
Oh shit! You want an old fucking medieval kind of goth fucking.
Oh yeah, fire in the stone wall. Yeah.
You want a motherfucking hearth.
Yeah. My little hobbit home.
There you go. Thatch fucking roof.
Yeah, like a
Do
fucking
it down while I process this.
But G-Man the Hobbit? I mean, he's about the fucking as tall as a hobbit.
Hey man, come on. The camera world doesn't need to know that's all.
Hey man, fucking have you watched all the fucking Sylvester Stallone's movies? All right, everyone thinks he's fucking like 6 foot. You're fine, dude. Just keep the camera angle low.
I'm jacked, YouTube. Jacked.
Fucking jack.
The camera takes away 30
Takes away everything.
Like,
Huge.
I've heard other people fucking say that shit before. Like when they met me, they're like, dude, I thought you were like so much bigger. And I was like, well, dude, all you see is a giant fucking melon. Like, and that motherfucker's about that big. Like the rest of me, not really that big.
Before I ever met you, I thought you were British. So there's that.
What?
Yep. 100%. I used to think you were British. Before you ever came on the show. Right, okay, just something about the Fluffykins name, the pictures of the cat on Cannabuzz all the time. I was like, oh, this is a British motherfucker over here, which is cool. I got nothing against Britain.
All right. That's
And then you come on
interesting.
the show for the first time, like back in the day, about 4 years ago, a little over 4 years ago now. And as soon as you jump on, like in the waiting room or whatever, I see you and I'm like, oh, this motherfucker looks like he knows how to handle himself. I'll bet you he could scrap. Was my exact first thoughts when I saw you for the first time. And I think that was the time that you told us about the Chuck Liddell fucking incident. I was like, this confirms my theory.
That's why we don't drink.
Angry old welder guys fight? No.
Yeah, this is why we don't drink anymore, folks.
That's, not too far off from the reason I don't drink anymore. Is fucking unacceptable, unhappy behavior. Put it that way, I guess.
Family man now. No, me and the kiddos. Doing kiddo shit.
I'm, here's the other than the lacking the hangovers, which is my absolute probably favorite thing about not drinking. It's very rare I wake up not feeling good. Is given, life sucks at times, right? For the most part, I really enjoy life. I hope we all do. But when life gets you down, going through like the whole divorce process and shit like that, I would have probably been the drunk guy on Facebook where you're just like, we all have those friends where you're like, dude, you need to get off the fucking phone. Put your fucking phone down, go to bed, sleep it off. Get off Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not me. I'm glad.
So
I could go for a mind numb, like, you know what I mean? A nice mind numb. But it's like, I know the alcohol is not the answer. It will do the job, but it'll also bring with it a whole bunch of other shit.
Yeah,
Right, it's also going to bring the fucking 20-year-old back out and the fucking rest of the shit that the doctors have tried to fix. They didn't do that good of a job. So, I can't bring 20-year-old me back ever.
No.
And that's what alcohol does. It brings 20-year-old me back.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a lot of fun when I'm drunk.
At least I think I am.
Most people around me will agree, as long as you're about roughly on the level playing field as I am, kind of thing. My ex-wife, who never drank, like, we were together for 8 years, married for 6, I believe. And in that time, I saw her have maybe half a dozen drinks. Whereas I think I was sober for the first 3 years, I believe. And then she got 3 years of real prime Brad. Let's just say that, where she didn't drink at all and had to deal with me. Yeah, it's poor woman.
I was a heavy weekend fucking drinker. Couple weeknights here and there too, but yeah, well, glad that fucking period of my life's over.
Yeah.
Bye.
Man, I have fun. So, here's what, like I was saying, I made a big Facebook post there a couple earlier this week. I mentioned this. I think it was the New Year's Eve show. How that the last month or so of the 2024, I've seen a lot of memes and stuff where people are like, like, thank God 2024 is over. Fuck this year. I had a fucking great year. 2023 was a really good year for me personally. 2024 was better. I'm hoping to make 2025 even better, right? We all want to go up. Let's go up. Let's keep on that upward trajectory. And you all know that one of my absolute favorite things to do is live music and all that. So we got the first concert of the year coming up on this Sunday. Just a small local show, a local band that, you'll hear me, you think you've heard me say this already, but the band Opal in Sky, if anybody's into heavy music, check them out. I think you will be hearing about them in the next couple of years. I'm not saying they're going to be the next Slipknot. No, they're not going to be on. They won't get that big, I don't believe. But you will be. I think they're a band that you will start hearing about kind of over the next few years, which they're pretty cool. So we'll check them out, and I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
Nice.
didn't take you long to get a concert in your belt in 2025.
Well, dude, we've got tickets for 4 shows already this year. Like the first 3 months of the year are taken care of. And I'm already looking at April tickets because that's when BTO comes back through. And I'm like,
I don't know if I got 2 or 3 shows yet. Yeah, I got 2 for sure so far. I got the Static X and Guar show, which I am so fucking stoked to go see. And then at the end of this month, I'm going to see Billy Gibbons. So that's going to be that's going to be sick.
good.
And the wife was talking about she might be dragging me to go see Wilson Phillips.
I'd go see that.
What's the one song I'm going to know from them?
Impulsive. Hold on.
I don't know, it sounded like it was going to be a cheap show, and that was one that she kind of was like, I didn't know it was on my bucket list until I saw it in front of me, and now I kind of need to see this. I was like,
dude, you'd see me in there singing too. Like,
I don't know. I mean, I am absolutely certain once it starts playing, I know more than I know. But yeah, it's never been one where I was like, oh yeah, I dig that jam.
Dude, that's the thing with legacy bands. A lot of them though, like where it's not something that you'd ever necessarily think about, but then all of a sudden you see it put up there. Like what was one that we went and saw TLC and Shaggy. I think it was 2 summers ago, right? Kind of, more newer than them, but the same idea where it's like,
I'd get down on that, dude.
dude, to go see Shaggy or TLC was absolutely not on my bingo card at any point in time. But when you see it, you're like, you look ticket prices, you're like, yeah, that's within our travel radius. Yeah, hell yeah. You know what? The girls will fucking like that. And that's the kind of shit my old lady probably grew up listening to anyways. So yeah, let's go check it out. And was it one of the best shows I've ever seen? No. Did I have an amazing time? Yes. Hell yes, I did. So I'd go check out Wilson Phillips, man. I'll bet you that's going to be a great show.
Yeah, dude. I mean, the fucking it's at one of the local casinos down here. One of their little rooms. It's small. It's tight. We've seen fucking Air Supply there a few times. Dude, I mean, it's been a great showing every time we've been there. I think one of my favorites is, I mean, we saw, I believe it was Great White, and then, oh fuck, I don't remember who was with Great White when we went and saw him. Warrant. It was Great White and fucking Warrant and somebody else, and it saw them at that same venue, dude. That was a killer fucking show, man. I mean, perfect, So it's so far everything I've seen there has been awesome. Even if it was just for the show and the people around us. Sometimes me and the wife, we just sit down and go, well, we're not the oldest ones here.
Yeah.
And then this, yeah.
That's kind of one of my things I want to do more. Is that the only casino shows I've been to are at the Grey Eagle in Calgary, but I had 2 amazing experiences there. That is, the Grey Eagle is one of my favorite venues. But down in Vancouver, they've got casinos that are to have legacy bands coming through there all the time, and I want to go start seeing more of that shit. I think you'll start hearing me going down there more. To the casino in Coquitlam, I believe it is. We've got tickets to go see Theory of a Dead Man play acoustic.
Okay.
So I'm like, yeah, I'll go check that out, right? Now, once again, they're a band that doesn't necessarily interest me, but hell yeah, I'll go check them out. The old lady wants to go see them too. That was actually her Christmas present from me. It's, got her tickets to that one, so it's like, yeah, let's go check that shit out. The band Trooper. They're playing down. I think it's the same casino around the same time. I don't think we can make that one happen, but I would love to go see that. Sure, y'all know the song. We're here for a good time, not a long time, or raise a little hell. It's fucking great band.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know I'll have to hit some up this summer. I was looking on the concert list, but I didn't see anything that really.
Dude, Toronto is insane for the amount of shows they get. Like, I've got, there's this website called Jambase I use that quite frequently to check out what's coming up for shows and stuff like that. And Jambase Toronto has about 1 million times more shows than Jambase British Columbia. Like, it takes me about 10 minutes to go through all of British Columbia's shows. And man, it took me forever to flipping through Toronto. That's a happening town. Now, just because there's shows playing there all the time doesn't mean it's your kind of music.
Yeah, look, I don't recognize any of these names yet.
Because it's like down in Vancouver, there's shows pretty much every night, but it doesn't mean it's my music that I want to see. But yeah, still, it can't fucking even come close to comparing with Toronto.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of. I've been checking it out a lot more now, just because I realize how easy it is to get down there actually without driving. And if you put yourself in an area where there's certain ethnicities or whatever, you'll find shows of that genre in there that you'll never see advertised. So it's like once you meet people in certain areas, you get kind of the inner scoop there, and there's little shows for any style of music you want. So, like, it'd be nice to get down there and check out another show where we went to Budweiser stage there when I checked out the Marley Brothers. That was awesome.
But I'd like to go to that venue. I was really excited about that one. I thought I was going to go see Sammy Hagar there.
Yeah,
it's amazing. Walk out with Big Word down there.
Yeah, it's a good spot. And even sometimes I don't know about anymore, but I know when I was a teenager in my 20s, going out a lot more often, they did have shows at Canada's Wonderland, which was kind of nice because you get your amusement park and your concert all in one.
I heard Toronto's actually going to build an outdoor stadium, which is strictly for concerts and stuff.
Hell yeah.
I'm like, fuck, that sounds like it'd be pretty
It
badass.
does.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. If only BC or even Alberta could get awesome stuff like that. That'd be great. Like
What you doing, girl?
wicked stuff.
How you do, Lou? Crazy dog. She's got her head stuck between the arm of the chair.
Yeah, scratch my head.
Let me just pin myself in here. Oh, it's funny. We had to go get her dew claw. Her one was really nice and short, but the other one had started to like curl around and kind of poke in. It started to cause a little issue, so we went to the vet yesterday to get that done. She was all dopey. What a drama queen too. Had to put a muzzle on her, basically put her in a headlock while the vet's like sniffing away. It's pretty fun. And, you hear her when she's happy, so think about when
Yeah.
she's crazy. Me?
So like she would have literally been one of those fucking like Instagram shorts of the ridiculous fucking dog acting like it's getting murdered.
Mhm. She sounded like if you heard her and didn't see what was going on, you'd be kind of scared because it was like wolf sounds, like growls. It wasn't like whiny. It was like, I'm going to kill you, was the sound coming out of her. But let's get real. It's rude. Like she's,
You know your dog.
yeah.
You're not going to do
Enough,
it if
Ruth.
you're afraid, right?
If we're taking this much,
Yeah,
of your
yeah,
food, calm down.
There's a guy who's fucking, I don't remember where I used to see the fucking videos, but he has a Rottweiler, and every time this motherfucker go to like do anything with it, he likes to smile, as you would say, you know, and growl, and he looks like the meanest motherfucker in the world. But right, the guy's like, guys, you know, would I be posting these videos if he was actually this fucking mean? He's like, he's the nicest thing in the. So you got this huge fucking Rottweiler, just looks like he's fucking pissed off. He's like fucking sitting here flapping his gums, you know, and fucking. Yeah, he's a big baby, but he likes to look like the big mean guy.
You guys see the videos? There's a guy from, I think he's in South America, and he does the beatboxing with his dog.
Yeah, I was just doing that. I do that with Rue when she gets all funny sometimes.
That guy, it's like he's one of the like probably my top 5 favorite Instagram follows, and it's pretty well like the same basic gimmick that he does every time. But I can't get enough of it or whatever. He starts beatbox. He's got his face right up against his dog. They're both wearing sunglasses. He'll be like, beatboxing, and his dog be like, he's like moving its mouth up and down to get different expressions out of the dog. You're like, and then there's a video where he clearly doesn't speak English when you're watching it, and he's trying to explain to like people think like he's being mean to his dog. The dog's just talking, just one of those ones that growls at every little thing. Doesn't mean it's angry.
I fully understand what he's doing with
Right.
his dog.
Right.
I do this. People look at me like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "She's like, come here, try it. She's not going to hurt you. She's just a weird animal." Like, Rue's favorite thing is to like chew on my hand and growl aggressively. Her tooth pressure is like minimal, like a baby. But the sound
Sounds like she's trying to tear your fucking
you
arm off,
look
though.
at me, you think she's chewing my hand off, but she's literally like not putting any pressure. Just It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Funny.
When
Though.
I was
Huskies are just
when I had Danzig, one of his favorite games we'd play is he didn't like his front paws being touched, so I'd get on my hands and knees and to him, kind of start doing that, and then before long, you're kind of doing that, and he's and 140-pound Doberman doing kind of what you're talking about, Rue, doing snarling at you. That's gonna scare the shit out of someone if they don't know any better, but. Every time, like you play in that game, and if you're gonna play rough, you're bound to get hurt at some point in time, right? It's just the name of the game. There will be consequences at some point. And every once in a while, he'll get me, right? He don't mean to. As soon as he hits me with the tooth, he backs off like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like he's going to trouble. I'm just like, fuck. Damn. Yeah, you got me. You know, my bad. I'm the one that got you worked up. And he's like, it's like, nah, dude, you're good. You're my boy.
Sure, it's not the best thing to do, but I play with my dogs sometimes until they get to the point of like, okay, Dad, I've told you twice now. You want the third time? And I'm like, nah, we've had a fair bout. You're good. You're actually going to pull dog moves now. I can't compete with that shit. I've been winning with all my human moves, but now if you want to play dog, I'm good.
Yeah,
you win. I'm not equipped.
Yeah. I got a cat who thinks, apparently thinks that razor sharp claws are just like fingernails, and he uses them the same way. Yeah, he thinks he's this nice little fucking, I'm just grabbing, motherfucker, and you're like in fucking 3 inches deep in me. Fucking got
Jay
something
Patrick,
that's,
as you said it, man. I got a radar for that shit.
you know, these things
You
come out
guys,
of my mouth before I have a chance to think about them. It's not
Dude,
fair.
It slipped past me when G-Bay's like, Jay Patrick. I'm like, oh, what'd Jay say in the chat?
G-Bay's got shit like things. Fine, you know what I mean?
Get the fluff radar.
Fine. Oh, that's how we're gonna be now. I fucking, he's mad. I called him a midget earlier. That's all. Fuck, he's just trying to get me back.
Zing. Yeah, okay, we're even.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No more fucking Frodo jokes.
Rue, what are you doing? She just knocked over a bin of something. Get the fuck over here. What are
Don't
you
do it,
doing?
Rue. It's a trap.
Yeah, she's like, I'm on Fluff side. Fuck this guy. Knock his shit over. Look at that. I love how this camera corrects the light every once in a while. Fucking
They do
powder.
that.
That was a classic movie too back in the day. Powder, you guys remember that one?
Yep.
Yeah,
Powder. I don't know if I ever fucking watched Powder.
I remember the title. I don't remember the plot.
There's like grade 8 or 9, not long after that movie come out. And we all had like fucking long hair down to our shoulders with the undercuts where you got the shaver on the sides, right? Buddy Justin's no different. And then he decided to shave his head. I think it might have been for rugby. And fucking just as we all do, we look stupid with a freshly shaved head. And his brother John, fucking I remember John sees him for the first time. He starts calling him Powder. And Justin fucking used to get fucking so pissed. And also, so this is also around the time where you're fucking, you're going through the puberty changes. Your nuts are starting to drop. Maybe you have hair, maybe you don't, and shit like that. So, John, we're at that age, and John sort of starts writing about not having any fucking hair anywhere and shit like that, which just,
Added to the fire.
you got an ego at that age. I've got lots of hair on my balls, even though you maybe not.
That awkward year where you had the community pool and like half the dudes are bragging and half the dudes are hiding. We all went through it.
Yeah, that's life. It is what it is. It's
You're either genetically an ape or you're not.
G-Bay made sure to go back the second year.
Yeah. I had to hide. Look at me now, though.
Look at me now. I can grow a beard as tall as me.
Man, I'll never make fun of you again. I'm sorry. I can't keep up.
Hey, I'm sorry. I can be mean, G-Bay. I'm sorry.
Persistent.
I got a huge asshole streak in me.
That's good. That's why we get along.
That's why you're here.
Yeah.
Keep it lively.
Yeah, I'm seeing Jim Salmer's comment about that Cotton Bowl show. Would have been fucking awesome. It's like Van Halen, freaking Nazareth, Boston, Heart, Blue Oyster Cult, and Thin Lizzy.
What?
Like,
Yeah, that'd be a show.
That's a show. I'd like to go see something that big. Like, I've been to, I think, 3 stadium shows now, 4, I guess, if you count both nights of Metallica. And those are about like 65,000 people, I think, was the biggest one. That's which is a lot of people, and that's awesome, especially when like you get those songs where the entire crowd knows every word and you're all singing along in unison. It's freaking amazing to do that. Where you
phones now, but lighters back then. It's kind of weird seeing the phones with the when they just do the flashlight or whatever.
Yeah.
It works in effect.
It absolutely.
Bro, I'm trying to think of because I've seen a couple really good big stadium. I mean, like Ozfest kind of did the whole circuit thing that started like the big weekend shows, but like the big one night fucking jam like that. Like I did the Clash of the Titans, and then I did one that I really liked. It was called the Pledge of Allegiance Tour, and it was Slipknot, Static X, System of a Down. There were a few others. I think that's where I think I saw Apartment 26 with them. And God, there was one other like really good. No, I scratched that. There were like two other like really good like new metal bands that were on that at that con. But dude, it was.
I remember wanting to go see that tour. Like
that
I never got
tour
to
was.
see it, but it was. I remember reading Hit Parade or Revolver magazine, whichever one at that time, after they had started that, and they're giving their review of it, and then I remember the one line, they're like, if you come for their new single Left Behind, forget it. They ain't playing it. And I was like, oh, like I love that song, but just like when I heard like we're not playing our hit single, man, we're coming for you kind of thing. I was like, oh, like it's Slipknot and System of a Down, that'd be bad. It's like I'm kind of jealous.
Oh, dude, you're right. It was well, and that's the thing. Like on top of that, you had Static X there. You had fucking we talked about almost all of the bands on the new metal show were at this fucking concert, man. It was like absolutely insane. But it was one of them where when I think of some of the best shows I've been into my life, like the Pledge of Allegiance tour, and I was at the show in Peoria at their Civic Center, I think it was. And I mean, there were no floorboards left on the ice. Everybody was fucking slipping, fucking falling halfway through, the third act, the third band. There was already no floorboards left on the goddamn thing. The place was a fucking riot for the whole show. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Everything you want one of those shows to fucking be is what that shit was.
Oh, yeah. Couple there's one here, Bracebridge, Ontario used to have. I don't know if they still even have it. Riverfest. They usually have a band down the river. Just not really camping or anything. It's more of a day kind of family friendly thing. But me and some boys rolled up on that one day. Big Sugar and who else was there? I want to say Brian Adams, but it wasn't Brian Adams. Big Sugar and somebody else. Maybe April Wine.
Be good.
Yeah. April Wine and Big Sugar, yeah. And yeah, we partied good that night. That was good.
Yeah, April Wine's opening up for BTO on the upcoming tour there. Them in the Headpins. I'm like, fuck yeah. That'd be. I've not seen BTO, but I've seen Randy Bachman play. And when you look at the set list from what BTO was playing when they were in BC last summer there, it's pretty much the fucking same show. You're not just getting Bachman turnover. You're getting the Guess Who. You're getting, sounds like even Randy's son Tal's in the band, and they play one of his songs, like "She's So High Above Me" song. Great tune. Again, it's
If you got rights to it, play it.
Yeah,
some people are into it just for the music, not the money, right? So
yeah,
kind of shows a little bit of his character there, which is cool.
Well, and to me, it absolutely adds to the experience. When you go to a show and they play like a cover song or they invite a guest musician out on stage or something like that. They do anything kind of out of the ordinary. It makes the show that much more special.
Yes. What do you say, boys? Shut her down?
Yeah, it's getting to be that time.
Ooh,
We've come to the completion of another successful show.
that was fun. I like that. That was good. I like all the memories of the old movies and stuff.
Yeah, it's good times. So I like thinking about this kind of
Chatting
stuff.
with our stoner buddies. Kind of bugs me. My face is on.
We just gotta.
Oh, there we go.
No.
Gotta move it around a bit.
Tis what tis. But yeah, I guess it's about time to get out of here. We'll be back Thursday night as per usual. Little Brad and G-Bay action. That sounds disgusting.
Yay!
Yeah, I'll give you that one. Yeah.
You know what? If you put a couple of these clips together, it's going to turn into a real fucking weird night.
Don't give them no
It's-
fucking ideas. Man.
Oh no, I want to give them the idea. I want them to fucking use their brains, put together something really inappropriate. It's fucking funny.
Posted up on YouTube as a commercial for Thursday's show. People be showing up expecting God knows what.
Why all the ideas?
All right, we'll get
You with the
out
white
here. But first, let's bless everyone's souls with just a teeny tiny bit of rock and roll before we speak.
Alright. Take me down to the graveyard. Show me a resting place. Take this worry away from me. My final bed to lay. I need asylum. In prison. Forgotten and buried. Forgotten and buried. Well, I get so nervous thinking about the future. 'Cause I've been wrong before. Heaven never warned you of the joys of hell. The world can get so manic. Silence sits so well. I need asylum. In prison. Forgotten and married. Forgotten and married. I get so nervous thinking about the future. 'Cause I've been wrong before. Myself a coffin and I dug myself a hole. The pain I had buried me. The youth that want me turned me cold. I need asylum. In prison. Forgotten and buried. Forgotten and buried. Well, I get so nervous thinking about the future. 'Cause I've been wrong before. Well, I get so nervous thinking about the future.
Let's do this. Thank you, everyone. With respect, we are out of here until next time.